because generally if you have current, then you have moving fish. If coho want to hold up, they're going to hold up in slow water. They're going to move through the currents. If you have a boat or you want to do poor man's drift boat, side drifting or bobber dogging, same thing as drifting. You just get to drift it a little bit longer than if you just stand stationary and just make your cast, you know, straight across and fish the last half of the hole. If you've got a boat, you can back troll divers, you can wrap plugs. You kind of need some long stretches to do that, or if you have like a really deep hole, something drops in really deep, really fast. If it's too fast for float fishing, your stuff won't get down fast enough. Try a diver, try a bag like K15. I don't ever, even for steelhead, I don't put plugs out unless they have something on them. It's never going to hurt you, especially for salmon. It's only going to help. So all my salmon plugs get wrapped with.
Say what's up to YouTube.
Spinners. Whose favorite technique?
Let them know you got some tutorials coming.
That's fine.
Turn on the bell. Ding.
That's mine. And that's Jordan's too. Slower to medium water. If you have really fast current, you're going to need a bigger spinner to be able to get down in time. You can add some weight to your line to get down a little bit, but I generally fish them in slow or not moving water. You can add some scent. We'll go over a little bit more on the next slide, but you can add some scent to your spinner blades, like sticky, jelly kinds of scents. There's tons out there. I kind of avoid the oil-based scents because they run off a little bit faster, but if that's what I have, or that's the only one that I have anise in, then I'm just going to use that and I'm going to blow through a whole bunch of it. Plunking. So we had a lot of bank fishermen. I actually plunk from my boat. Like I just anchor up and throw some weight out. That's super awesome when the water is rising, when it's super dirty. Actually last weekend, we went out and there weren't very many boats out there. There was a lot of bank fishermen, and so the areas that we, just to be kind, were running our boat was pretty limited. So we got a couple bites here and there on spinners, but the water was really dirty. And so we decided that we were going to switch to bait. So we start bobber dogging. We got like one, I think, but these bank guys were just crushing it. They were putting us to shame. We had 4 people in the boat and there were 2 guys plunking, and they were easily catching 3 times as many fish as our 4 people. And so we're like, what is going on? Okay, obviously the fish want bait. They want eggs right now. They are way out fishing us with their eggs to our spinners, and the water's super dirty right now. I mean, we had like 10 inches of visibility. It was super, super dirty. And so we just decided to anchor up in a different area and put out some plunking gear, and it was like lights on. It was crazy what a difference it was just being stationary. So the reason for that is because we're moving our bait through. Like, how long do you as a fish get to see this? You don't get to see it very long. But even though I have a boat and I can move all over the river and I can go wherever I want and I can fish all these different holes, the water is high, there's not very much clarity, so the fish are moving up. So what's the best thing for me to do? To stay in one place, get a nice big ball of eggs out here, put on a whole bunch of scent, and let it sit here so that when the fish come swimming upriver, that's all they're going to see. Is they're going to
Say what's up to YouTube.
Instead, the fish swimming up and I'm going down, that doesn't work out well.
Our Kodiak legend.
The legend has arrived. Sorry, YouTube. If you guys want to see Cameron's seminar, I put a little bit on Facebook. I failed on YouTube. Fail.
It's a good time. You should be here.
How many of you guys are here? I think there's some people, because some guy commented and was like, I'm seeing double right now. Charles, we giving this Kong away or what?
Yeah, we're giving that Kong away.
Shh, talk quieter. Bryanna's trying to present.
And they get all the extra tickets that means.
Ooh,
What a bonus.
looky there, guys. Should have came. Charles was giving away all sorts of goodies.
Everything ready? Just can't help but get big rip.
Obviously, you show all the salt water, but if you've got
Happy. We look at all these giveaways. We've given away all these tables were full.
It's a good time.
things like that with the fish, kind of see out in the salt water, you can cover a lot of that like slow moving tidal water. And my favorite eggs. So most of the time, when you think about big fish, you think about eggs.
Hey,
Usually I'm gonna say
have you been catching any fish? Tell these people. Lies. We need rain. There's no fish in the river. I got a picture of a chrome bright fish from you today.
That's from like the Facebook memories thing, dude. This time last year.
Phil, have you been catching any? Phil, have you been catching any fish?
I haven't been fishing yet. I've been back for 2 days.
This is like 2 days ago.
It's my excuse right now.
Addicts, we're at the Addicted Bash, Fall Bash up at Sportco in Fife. Thanks so much for tuning in. Cameron is doing the screen like that because he wants you guys to tap that thumbs up button. How many of you guys watching want me to go back up and let you listen to Bryanna for a couple minutes? Ooh, look at that. More pizza showing up, guys.
Sweet.
You guys would have shown up. We would have hooked you up here. What do we got? They're all the same. Guys could have got some pizza. Dude, Little got a little jacket, dude. Jordan, what tutorials do we got coming on YouTube?
Ooh. Where do I start?
Spoon fishing?
First one is how to spoon fish for everything that exists. Second one is how to tie an egg loop.
Ooh.
So kind of basic, but it works. Something a lot of people need to know. And then the next one is how to catch a salmon, 101. Go through everything, go through all the techniques, show you a little bit of stuff, basically all 3 things that I would take to the river to catch a salmon, and then go through and show you which one you'd fish first, which one you'd fish
Nice.
second, kind of go over everything it takes to go to the river and stand a chance to catch salmon.
And I'm sure Sean is working on those guys, so make sure if you don't have that notification on, you turn that bell on. Yes. I don't know what Jake, let's see, Jake Beal said, no one on here helps or gives pointers. Hey Jake, I'm not laughing at you, but I'm laughing with you. But let me tell you, you need to go to our,
The tutorial?
yeah, there's a how-to section. Go to our playlist. There's a how-to, there's a tips and tricks. There's all sorts of tips to get you out on the river, dude, and get you catching some fish.
Yeah. And there's even more coming at you.
Exactly. That's what we're all about, guys. Educate, entertain, and inspire. And Jordan is chill as a mofo, guys. He's probably one of the coolest persons you'll ever hang out with. So, if you haven't gone fishing with him, you better call him. I heard he's still got a couple dates in November.
Yep. November still got some time open.
Call him up, dude. I talked to a couple people in the audience that said they were going to book trips with you. So make sure you talk to me. I'm going to say something tonight just so people know. Or you should come up when we end it out and just give your little spiel so people know. Because I had a couple people already ask me if you were doing any trips. So,
I'll say a sign on.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. November what?
But just sometime in November, and then once December comes,
Steelhead.
well, no, not even. I'll be on for December. But then I won't be guiding again until January, February, March.
That's right.
April. So you'll lose your chance on some fall fish, but you'll get another chance in the wintertime if you guys. And I am booking winter steelhead trips right now, which are already starting to book. So if you guys want to try to get out in January, February, March, April,
Better do it now or else you ain't. Yeah.
I'm not going to get the best days unless you do it. So
Anyway, guys, I just figured I'd let you know. I've been seeing those questions a lot in the comments, and you can give Jordan a call or hit him up on Facebook or do whatever. Any of our addicted guides, just call him if you guys want to get out. And this guy, he's going to be guiding soon. If you guys want to fish with someone who is going to teach you a lot, someday this guy might be. We'll see. I think more if I keep putting him in front of the camera and being like, Phil, when are you going to guide, dude? Who on here thinks Phil should guide?
Just start booking trips.
Start booking him. Jordan, people are asking how much. How much?
$200 a person.
$200 a person, guys.
I do offer a deal where if you want to come by yourself and just get the boat yourself one-on-one all day, it's $350.
So $350, guys, if you want to get the boat all by yourself, which I kind of like, guys, because then you can get out on the water. Jordan can, you know, you got the boat to yourself, so you can really learn.
Or if you are a single guy, I'll probably just pair you with somebody else.
And the other thing I heard,
people, so
is if you guys bring like some steaks or some chicken or something like that, Jordan cooks them for you.
I'll bring barbecue.
You just got to bring the meat and he cooks it.
I'll flip it.
Oh, flip it.
If you're so lucky enough to have an abundance of eggs where you get to say, I got this huge cake and it's got sloppy, huge eggs, those are awesome eggs. You still want to cure those up and you want to use them. But if you have an abundance of them, cure those up for like diver bait or float fishing where you're not going to be fishing like super heavy water, or you get to use like a really big ball of bait. You might not want to use that for drift fishing. You might not want to put those up for steelhead. Put those up for kings where you're going to use a big ball of eggs. If you have a super pale colored egg, like humpy eggs are a little bit pale, chum eggs are super pale. Chum eggs are like some of my favorites because they're a nice perfect size and they're really pale, so they're going to absorb any color that you put on them. But if you want like a neutral color egg, put those up for steelhead. You get to do whatever you want with a pale egg. If you don't have that choice where you're like, I don't get very many eggs, or I don't fish for steelhead, period, or I only fish this one technique. If you get really sloppy eggs, try to use something like a little bit more of a sulfite cure that's going to toughen up that skein a little bit and dry them out really well. For me, the key to drying out your eggs is like slow. I might leave them on the counter for like 2 or 3 days, but I'm not going to put a fan on them because I don't want the edges where it's thinner to get really hard. I want it to be like a nice consistent dry.